genie pouring from the sky, let's get rich. What? The G finds the sugar dimes, can't quit. What? Now pop the cork and steam the Vega and get lit. What?
Hey guys, thanks for coming out to the Romeo Devine show. Today's show, or tonight's show rather, is Do You Like Me or My Assets? Women, please chime in whenever you want. Hey, we're going to dive right into this thing. This gentleman, I just met him a few days ago, actually, but he's a funny guy. I think you'll like his style. His name is Mr. Felix Williams. Show him some love.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, anyway, so look here. I'm a security guard at a mall, okay? Yeah, man, it's the worst job in the world, man, especially with these teenage kids running through here all the time, right? But one day I'm standing in the mall, right, and this Filipino lady came running out the bathroom. She had one of the little carriages for the kids, right, a little baby carriage. She comes running out the bathroom. She was like, security, right? I was like, what's going on? She said, a big woman just tried to attack me in the bathroom, right? I said, oh, my God, are you okay? She said, oh, I can't even stop shaking. I cannot stop shaking. I said, well, ma'am, tell me what happened. She said, well, I went in the bathroom. There was nobody in there, right? And I had my two kids in this little cart, right? So I figured, I'm going to put the kids in the handicap stall with me. That way I can watch my kids, right? So I push them in there, and then all of a sudden, this big woman comes in on one of these little hover-rounds, right? She comes rolling up in the bathroom, and she said, hey, you ain't handicapped. You need to get your little ass up out of this bathroom so I can go use the bathroom, right? She said, well, I was here first, and I got my kids in here. Damn it, I don't care who's, right? And she said the woman dookied on the floor right there in front of her, right? She said, oh, my God, I was so scared, right? She said, and then she took off her underwear, she threw them in the garbage, right? And then she backed into the little stall next to me. She was knocking stuff over, right? And then she started doing this thing. She said, you know what? If you are still here when I get done on this turlet, I'm going to beat your little ass, right? And so I ran out as fast as I could, and I saw you. Oh, my God, I'm still shaking. I said, well, ma'am, I don't think you got to worry about it, okay? Because the woman had an accident on herself. I'm sure she's headed home, right? So about 20 minutes later, here comes this hover around, right? She rides right over to Pearson Pagoda because they had 50% off sale, right? And I'm thinking to myself, you just dookied on the floor, wiped your behind with a paper towel, and now you riding through this mall with your skirt all tainted. It was just, go home and wash your ass. Just go home and wash your ass, right? Then I had this other dude, right, like at Christmas time, right? You had to like go out into the parking lot in case somebody's car went bad or, make sure that nobody's like trying to grab somebody's bags, right? So I'm walking around in the parking lot and this lady says, security, could you help me, right? Okay, so I said, yes, ma'am, what's going on? Well, there was this guy, her husband, right? He's on the passenger side, and he had one of these little carts, a motorized cart that you can shop with, right? So he's like, hey, buddy, could you help me out, right? And I'm like, well, what you need? Well, he's holding on to the door of his car like this, and he's got his knee up in the chair, right? And I'm like, why'd you get on it like that? Well, what I didn't realize, he didn't have no legs, right? The leg that was up here, it was just the knee, right? And he's sitting there, and he's standing up, and I'm like, well, why don't you just turn around? He said, the other leg ain't real either. Well, I looked in the passenger side, right, on the floor. He had a prosthetic leg down there with like 3 empty Twinkie boxes next to it, right? I'm like, dude just ain't gonna learn, right? So he said, well, can you help me turn around? I said, yeah, man, I'm gonna try to help you turn around. So I put my arms around him like under his armpits, right? And I'm trying to, just turn him. I'm just turning him, right? And he said, honey, help me. My pants keep falling down. Everybody can see my booty, right? And of course, I looked down because his booty was right there, right? He had the biggest booty, y'all. I mean, the crack was like 3 feet long. And I said, oh, gee. And then he had been scratching his behind, right? And it was real ashy. It looked like somebody had been playing tic-tac-toe with chalk on his behind, right? So I said, you know what? Ladies, when there's a dude that's, you really don't want to hug him, but he wants a hug, and you'll be like, okay, I'll give you a hug, but you like stick your butt out so he can't get too close to you? That's what I was doing, man, because I didn't want him grinding on me, right? So I turned the guy around, because he was pretty big. I didn't want to drop this dude, right? So I turned the guy around, and he said, oh, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I should buy you a cup of coffee. I was so tired. I was like, yo, man, I just got to go, right? So I'm walking away, and I look down at my shirt. It looked like somebody had bounced a muddy basketball on my stomach, right? Yeah, I had all kind of booty juice on my shirt. It looked ridiculous, right? And then the sleeves of my shirt, they smelled like armpit. It was real musty, right? So I walk in the mall, and of course, got these little teenage kids, little smart behinds, right? Dude was like, hey, security, you just come back from an AA meeting? I said, I don't drink, man. Ass and armpits, dog. Ass and armpits. They're crazy as hell. But, after I saw this dude, I figured, there are all kind of diseases and stuff out there that could really mess you up. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to go to the doctor to check it out. Well, I hadn't been to a doctor since 1985. That's the truth. When I got out the Army, I had to go, okay? So anyway, I decided, you know what? Let me go get a physical right quick, right? So I go to get this physical, and the doctor gives me one of these gowns, right? With the back out, right? So I go in there, get through the whole physical, right? Everything is good, right? And so then he says, now, Mr. Williams, this is the part that's a little uncomfortable. Well, I remember the one that I had 25 years ago. They test you for hernia, right? They put their hand under your testicles and tell you to cough, right? And I figured, this ain't cool, but I can handle this for a couple of seconds, right? I just concentrate real hard, right? Because if I got stimulated, he might think I liked him. I didn't know, right? So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna just concentrate, right? So he said, now, Mr. Williams, this is the uncomfortable part. I said, hey, we're grown men, let's just do this. He said, all right, good, Mr. Williams. Well, Mr. Williams, what I want you to do is walk over by the table, stand next to the table. I said, okay. He said, very good, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, I need you to drop your shorts, right? I dropped my shorts, right? And I'm thinking he's gonna do the thing with my groin, right? So I was thinking, all right, do I play humble or do I, be defiant like Superman, right? I did the Superman joke, right? So I'm standing there and he said, now, Mr. Williams, I need you to bend over the table. I said, bend over the table for what? He said, well, you're over 40 now, Mr. Williams. We need to check your prostate and your colon. I was like, oh, my God, he's about to stick his finger in my booty, right? I had no idea. And I don't know how you practice for this or prepare, all right? But I wasn't ready for this, right? So he says, and when you get scared, how you start noticing stuff you never noticed before, like how damn big his hand was. He didn't have a regular doctor hand, all right? He had a construction worker hand with big calluses and fat sausage fingers, okay? I was as scared as could be, right? So I'm standing there all nervous. He was like, Mr. Williams, you okay? I said, yeah. He said, well, look, man, I need you to spread your feet about shoulder width apart. I said, all right. He said, yeah, that's real good, Mr. Williams. Now, Mr. Williams, I need you to put your elbows on the table. I was like, all right. Oh, this ain't right? He said, now get up on the balls of your feet. I'm like, oh, he nasty, right? He nasty, right? So he said, now, Mr. Williams, I'm gonna do this as quick as I possibly can, right? So he grabs one of my butt cheeks. He got his thumb like right next to my booty hole. And you know how when you try to open an orange, how you stick your thumb in the navel and rip that joint open? That was me, right? I was like, oh, man, right? So then he said, and here we go, right? Bam! He went up in that joint. I was like, oh, my God, this is too crazy, right? And he's doing this thing. And then he's like, now I'm checking your prostate, Mr. Williams. And he went even further, right? Every time he did that, it made my weenie jump. Every time he pushed it, he said, no, Mr. Williams, if that's too much pressure, you can go ahead and pee. You done humiliated me. Now you want me to piss on the floor like an animal? Hey, y'all, my name is Felix Williams. Romeo, I appreciate, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for laughing.
Woo, I just got a crazy visual. Or two, or three, or four, or five. This is, do you love me or my assets, right? Well, when you're a 40-year-old guy like me, you have no assets because you're still paying for your ex-wife's shit. Yeah, my ex-wife, when she divorced me, she kicked me out of the house, moved a 25-year-old in, and he's driving the Escalade that I'm still making payments on. But he's a really cool guy because he calls me every now and then to remind me to pay the cable bill. And then he's like, he tries to break the ice by saying, hey, you going to check out that show on HBO? Wouldn't know. I don't have premium cable like you guys do. That's what happens when you get divorced and you have no assets. So, continuing on that theme, we've got a really funny lady here. I just met her, actually. I didn't know her. I, sent her a Facebook email, and she, Googled me and investigated me to see if I was, trying to do something strange, right? Didn't you admit to that? But I'm legit, right?
Sure.
Okay, hey, our next comedian. I'm sort of legit, right? Semi-legit. Shady legit.
Sure.
That's right. Vince Vaughn version, right? Gangbanger Vince Vaughn version. King of Queens. Skinnier King of Queens, right? John Cicada. Or hybrid of all of them, right? I'm making you uncomfortable. Hey, let's give it up and give a warm welcome for our next comedian, Miss Catherine Jessup.
Hi, everyone. Hey. Look, I don't want to brag, but I am pretty fantastic at making poor choices. Like, really, really good at it. I am not alone in this, though. I know I'm not alone in this. I was walking through the teeter the other day, and I got to the end of an aisle, and all it was just individual-sized box wine. Like, that was just the Capri Sun of adulthood, just waiting for me. So I did what any self-respecting adult would do. I snapped up a 10-pack. The second I got out the door, started guzzling them down right from the middle, just like Capri Suns. It was just as good as all the kiwi strawberry, I remember. It was fantastic. I had a birthday not too long ago. Just kind of exciting. Thank you. I have not perished yet. That's what I got going for me. But I had a birthday recently, and I'm still deciding how old I'm going to be. Like, I'm either going to be like, I'm either going to be like 21 or 57. I'm leaning towards 57, though. So I can just walk around and be like, you're right, I do look fantastic for my age. Thank you. I'm aging amazingly well. I spent a lot of time on the road, not like touring, just like I work in a lot of different places and spend a lot of time on the road. And I've noticed that there are a lot of really, really nice cars being driven by really, really terrible drivers. Anybody else notice that? Oh yeah, you know what I mean, where it's like, yeah, you're driving behind them thinking like, I'm sorry, do you have an expired learner's permit and $100,000? Like, how do you have this vehicle? What is happening? I don't think that's right. I think there should be some type of commission. There's like a tip line you can call and be like, listen, let me report this person. And then there's like a guy that goes out just in like a nice, unassuming like thing. Pull someone over like, yeah, listen, we got a report that you've been going 4 miles an hour under the speed limit in the left lane for the last 18 miles with a turn signal and your headlights on. We're going to go on ahead, take you out of this BMW M5, put you in a Ford Probe Salmon Edition. You earned it. Everyone else moves one to the left, learn to merge, maybe you'll get a Prius back. That'd be fantastic. I'd be the biggest narc, thank you, and you would too. Camera phones, like, get this guy, here's the license plate. It would be ideal. I'm trying to be more worldly. I'm trying to get out and like, but I'm poor and I can't go anywhere. So every time I get in the car, I change the language on my GPS. And I've been learning. Like, I'm learning things. Yes, I know, sir. I am learning things, believe it or not. I'm learning words like omräkning, which is Swedish, and propitchu, which is Czech, and recalculant, which is French. All of them mean recalculating. All of them. I can go to so many lands and just get lost and go nowhere. I aim high. I was driving through a state in the South, though, recently, and I was driving along, and there was a hospital by the side of the road, which is a good place for a hospital to be, like as good a place as any. But they had a billboard right there on the highway saying how long the wait time was for their ER, which is a really messed up thing to advertise when people are driving past going like 70 or 80 miles an hour, like bombing along, like, what? 3 minutes? It's down to 3 minutes. Unbuckle. Just unbuckle. We're going to hit somebody. Like, we're going to go. Like, I feel like that's like a website piece of information, not a highway sign piece of information. Maybe. All right. Or not. That's cool, too. I was walking down my street last night, and I saw that this man, just a walking contradiction, coming at me, and it made me really uncomfortable because he had a neck tattoo, which is like, that's a bold choice in life, but like, that's what you want to do. That's cool. Like, enjoy your dolphin above your t-shirt line for the rest of your time. I hope you enjoy cravats. So he had a neck tattoo, like, whatever, that's cool, fine. He also, though, was wearing pleat front khakis. So he had this neck tattoo that was like, I don't care, like whatever, I did stuff, I don't care. And then the pants, it said like, I drive a Dodge Stratus. Golf shirts make me sexy. I masturbate in the guest room after my wife went to sleep. Dockers. I did the only, thank you. I did the only thing I think to do and just cross the street because I did not want any part of that man's mess. Like, no thank you. There's a lady in my office who comes in to work on casual Fridays in traditional African garb, which is like, that's cool. Like, be who you are, embrace your differences. That's awesome. She is white. Walking around in a dashiki with like that full head. I'm sorry, I don't know the words, but she's on it, like full on going. She's from Pittsburgh. I asked her one time, like, hey, like, so did you go on safari? Like, what happened? Why are you? This is cool. What's going on? And she turned to me and was like, well, we're all from Africa. I know. It's like, well, my dad says we're all descended from Pocahontas, so can I wear a headdress around every day? I don't get it. Cool. Awesome. Good talk. The Indian American, that was what made you uncomfortable. Okay, I'm sorry. Native American. Native American, not everybody's great. Everybody's great. Okay, moving on. I'm not the greatest listener. I'm not the greatest listener at all, but I don't let that stop me. Like, I find my friends, though, realize this, and now I think they're messing with me. So I was coming to the other day, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I realized that she just said, and that's how grandma ended up in white slavery. And my response had been, I know, it happens, right? It was so uncomfortable. But I got the greatest compliment. This man came up to me and he told me that I was on the right path in life because I had man smarts and was very rational for a lady. I guess I look like I can start a lawnmower without crying, which is score one for me. That's up there with not perishing. My parents are proud. I thanked him. I did the only thing I could think of doing, and I thanked him and told him that we were all so very proud of him. He was doing such a great job with tools for a Mongoloid. So, go team. Go team. All right, one last joke, and then I'm out of here. I think my neighbors, I think, are getting ready to have a baby, or I should say, I hear them practicing to make a baby all the time. And Valentine's Day just happened a little while back, so watch out. Maybe November, fingers crossed. But I think that like where you are made dictates a part of your personality. Like you meet people that are just kind of like bookish and nerdy, and you're like, wow, you were totally made on a desk. You meet someone just always hungry, just insatiable. Like you were kitchen counter or floor, like either one of them were, yeah. Or you meet someone that smells like corn chips and party rock and looks like they probably have just like a little like starter VD, just like a little splash of crabs. They were made in a jacuzzi. They're a jacuzzi baby. Kesha was a jacuzzi baby. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm Catherine Jessup. Thank you.
Hey, you guys give it up for Catherine Jessup.
I'm like a sniper. Rhymes will strike you when I'm rocking. Mad chicks be talking when the G starts.
For some reason, strippers came to mind. Just, I don't know why I was thinking of strippers. What do you call a stripper with 3 kids? A virgin. Hey, this next guy is awesome. He's been all over the United States of America. He's a funny guy. He's a veteran of the comedy scene all over the United States. His name is Mr. Doug Scott. Show him some love.
Keep it going, Romeo Devine. Great. I think the topic of the show is, do you love me or my assets? She has all the assets, so I really don't know how to. First, I'd like to give it up to all the ladies who are stay-home moms. Make some noise for you, ladies. Make some noise for you. I want to start that off with that on the love me or my assets, because I'm a stay-at-home dad. So all these years you've been crying about we don't respect you and we say you don't do this and that at home. I'm here to commend you on what you do, so give it up for that, because it's not a game. It's not a game. I find myself talking like a lady. I want to take this time to vent most of all. I'm so glad to be away from my kids right now, so this is more special than just a TV show. It's like, I'm away, I'm gone. Whew, oh my God. I almost got a ticket. I wasn't late. I was just driving that fast because I was that excited to be away from these damn kids. Honestly, I don't know how you ladies do it. I would never say anything disrespectful to you again. All men who do it, go outside and get ran over by a car right now because it's a job. It's a job. I find myself saying things like, who started the dryer without putting fabric softener in there? The dryer sheets. Or don't walk on my vacuum lines. Who walked on my vacuum lines? I know y'all not gonna eat after I slaved over this food all day. Stuff like that, I should be saying more tough stuff. Look at me, I'm 280. I should be saying stuff like, who ate the big piece of chicken? Who drank all the Kool-Aid? I don't say that, man. I have to do more. I'm so glad to be out of the house. I'll tell you, it's much more than being on TV. I'm glad to be out of the house. So please, can you pray for me? Pray for me, because it's tough. Ladies, pat yourself on the back. I'm here. You know, I find my fiance coming home saying stuff to me like, you were asleep when I left and you're asleep when I came home. And I just want to cry. I find myself crying. I cry a lot now. I break down. I'm like, you don't know my pain. They bouncing off the top bunk. The 3-year-old was frying chicken. I woke up, she was frying chicken. Come on. Doo-doo all over the place. She doesn't respect it. She says, what did you do today? Have you done anything all day? And I want to choke her. I honestly want to punch her in her throat. That's how you feel, ladies. When you do it a lot all day with your kids and then your man comes home and says, what did you all do all day, all this? You were like, man, I will choke the hell out you. You don't know what I went through. My two kids, 3 and 2 years old, and they drive me crazy. I'm so excited. My topic of the day is I finally got my 3-year-old to go to the potty. That's my topic. That's the top. That's what I talk about. I call my man, hey, what's up? What's up, man? What's up? What y'all doing? Yeah, Tinker finally went to the potty today. Stuff like that. I don't talk about basketball. I don't talk about football. I don't talk about anything. I'm just like a soft. I feel soft. I finally got my daughter to go to the potty. True story. For 6 months, she's been asked for the potty. You know how they do. If you ever had kids, at 2 and 3, they get up, they swear they think they're grown, they want to start seeing, they see you go to the potty. Now, they want to try it for themselves, but they don't know, they haven't had the experience, they don't know really how scary it is. So she's getting up, and she's going to the potty, and honestly, she pee-pees. She will pee-pee in the potty. And 20 minutes go by, I'm asking, did you finish? Did you pee-pee? Did you doo-doo? She was like, no. She has to doo-doo, but she won't go. So she's just swinging her legs, farting. 20, 30 minutes go by. I'm like, did you doo-doo yet? No. And I know she has to go because she hasn't gone in 2 days. True story. So she's walking around with the little pigeon toe walk. And I'm saying, look, you have to get her to go to the potty. We have to get her to go to the potty. So we make a doctor's appointment. We take her to the pediatrician. It's like, hey, they do all the weighing. She's the right weight, right height, all that stuff. She's in 99th percentile, all that crazy stuff that they ask you. What does she eat? What does she do? What does she like? What does she love? You tell her all that. Oh, she likes this. And one of her favorite things, she loves to watch baby dolphins. She has a fascination with baby dolphins. That's all she talks about. Baby dolphins, baby dolphins, baby dolphins. So as I'm talking to the pediatrician, she's like, I said, you know what? She loves baby dolphins. So the pediatrician's like, you know what? Why don't you play a trick on her and make her think that when she goes to potty, and she doo-doos, that she's feeding baby dolphins. Me and my ladies like, I was like, true, really? Are you serious? I'm like, I'm gonna try this. Nothing else working. So I'm gonna try this. So we get home, and she's walking around with a little pigeon toe walk, and I'm like, do you have to go to the potty? She was like, no. I said, guess what? If you go to the potty, you'll be feeding baby dolphins. This child gets so excited. She was like, yay! She runs to the bathroom, and she gets on the potty, and sure enough, she doo-doos. We're like, yay, thank you. High five in the bathroom. And then this child says, now I want to call the baby dolphins, talk to the baby dolphins, and tell them that I doo-doo and they need to go eat their food. Me and my lady looking at each other like, well, how are we going to pull this off? So we're smart. I tell you what, I said, look, I'm going to go outside. You call me, and I'm acting like a baby dolphin. So I go outside. She calls me on the phone. Hello, baby dolphin. Guess what? Harmony went to the potty. She wants you to feed the family. And at first I was like, damn, I forgot. What the hell does a baby dolphin sound like? So I improvised. I'm like, And this baby's talking away. Hey, I did it. I fed the baby dogs. Go eat your food. And it lasted maybe 5 minutes. I did this for maybe 5 minutes. She's satisfied. She's happy as hell. A couple days go by. She does it again. But this time I'm in Walmart. I'm shopping. I get the phone call. Hello, Mr. Baby Dolphin. Guess who went to the party? And I'm like, babe, I'm in Walmart. I can't be doing this shit in Walmart. So she puts the baby on the phone. I can't. I love my child. I'm trying to help her. You wouldn't deny your child anything. So I go into my this mode, and I don't realize what's going on around me. So I'm standing there, and I'm, and she was like, yes, I fed the baby dolphin. Go get your food. Go get your food. And this 5 minutes turned into maybe 30. Now, mind you, I'm talking to my baby. I love my baby. I don't care what's going on around me. I'm trying to help her get through this potty training thing. So I'm talking. I got my eyes closed, and I find myself, I'm down. I'm into the conversation. When I look up, Walmart is cleared out. Everybody goes. I keep on shopping. I get my beer, I get some wine because I'm going to a party. I get up to the counter, and it's just one counter, a little young lady standing there, and I put my beer and wine on the counter, and she pulls my beer and wine back like, I can't purchase it. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm 40 years old. I can't purchase this. She was like, no, I think you need to go talk to those men over there. And there's people over there with straitjackets and ambulances and fire trucks and officers standing around there, and I had to explain to them what I was doing, and do you know what it looks like? I'm 280, black guy, what those people were saying. Hey, there's a big black guy in aisle 4 over there, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but he's talking out the side of his neck. So you can imagine what I'm going through right there. And I'm like, oh, what is wrong? I'm talking to my daughter. She's trying to potty train, and that sounds even more crazy. That I'm talking like a baby dolphin or whatever the hell that sound like. I'm not sure if that's a baby dolphin sound, but that's what I came up with. Don't judge me. And I had to go through that, so now I'm not allowed in Walmart. So I'm back to the house, and all this going on again. I'm going on back with the kids. Wife is going to work. What'd you do today? Stay on my vacuum lines and get off of that and all that. And I'm trying to find tough stuff to do. I'm trying to get back in the mind of doing comedy and, just loving life and all that good stuff. And we have to take the child back to the doctor. So we go back to the pediatrician, and she's so excited because the pediatrician asked her, how's her potty training going? We're excited. She's excited. Like, hey, the little dolphin trick work, hey, all that. And the baby immediately says she wants to call the baby dolphin right there, and she'll talk to the doctor. So I went to my phone because we had put little baby dolphin pictures of ourselves on the phone, and I went to it, and when I gave the phone to the baby, to my daughter, she must have hit the picture rotation because me and my wife have like sent each, fellas, ladies, you send your wife a little picture of your stuff. Hey, baby, honey, come home to this. We everybody do it, she a little titty here, do that. And I don't know what this child did, but by the time the doctor got the phone and looked, she threw the phone back and ran out of the room. And I seen that picture of my man on the phone, and I'm like, oh my God, you can't. So when I got out in front of there, it was police and straitjackets and I'm just joking. I appreciate you guys for giving me these laughs, man. Keep supporting Romeo Devine Show. I'm Big Doug. Thanks a lot.
Hey, we're going to close out the show. Do You Like Me? Are My Assets. Thank you guys for coming out. And don't sleep, dream.
This is it, what? Lucini pouring from the sky, let's get rich, what? The G keep on some sugar dimes, can't quit, what? Now pop the cork and